But let's get to Manchester United. New signing Leny Yoro is out for the foreseeable future. Nolan, what about their pursuit of not just Matthijs De Ligt, but also Noussair Mazraoui? How's that been affected? Has that moved on at all? So, the situation with regard to Manchester United is that they remain in talks and there's open dialogue with Bayern Munich over the signings of the right-back Noussair Mazraoui and over the central defender Matthijs De Ligt. We do know that a gap in valuation exists between what Manchester United want to pay for those two players and what Bayern Munich want for those two players. However, there's enough talking that's happened so far and enough of a bid, whatever that might have been, from Manchester United to suggest that negotiations can continue. It's something to work on. It's a good starting point, if you like, as far as Bayern Munich are concerned. As it stands, and in answer to your question, Manchester United's approach when it comes to bringing in a centre-back is not expected to be impacted by the injuries suffered by Leny Yoro. He's out for 3 months. They're looking at this more long-term, which is completely different to how they've approached transfer windows, you'd have to say, in the past. Squad space and budget is what's going to dictate whether United go back into the market for a centre-back or a right-back. Victor Lindelof could be key. We think that Manchester United would be prepared to listen to Officer Victor Lindelof because he's entered the final year of his contract. If they bring some money in for him, they'll also create squad space. Hence, there might be an avenue for someone like Matthijs De Ligt to come in. Interestingly, Noussair Mazraoui and Matthijs De Ligt have the same representative, so it's not only the same club they're talking to, it's the same representative as well. The same approach can be applied to right-back because as much as Manchester United are in the market for a right-back, namely Noussair Mazraoui, they need to get Aaron Wan-Bissaka sold before they can bring Mazraoui in. And with that situation, you've got advanced talks happening between Manchester United and West Ham United over that sale. It just feels like, I've used this phrase before, it feels like it's a holding pattern just now. Once one person can move and that deal can get agreed, it will knock every other transfer on. Bayern Munich, some might say, are in a good position here because they can see Manchester United have got an injury problem with Leny Yoro. They can see that they need to bring in a centre-back if Victor Lindelof goes. On the flip side, Manchester United will look at Bayern Munich and say, actually, we don't want to go as high as you want to go, but we know you might have to sell Matthijs De Ligt because you want to sign Jonathan Tah from Bayer Leverkusen. And while they're trying to do the deal for De Ligt, the deal for Leverkusen is having the same issue, in that Bayern Munich's valuation of Jonathan Tah is a little bit lower than what Bayer Leverkusen want for Jonathan Tah. And it's interesting trying to almost like unite the two deals as well. I wonder whether that might create a little bit more of, I suppose, a dialogue there and potentially reducing those gaps in valuation if you're going for two players rather than just the one. Potentially might be a bit of a factor. Okay, so that's in terms of potential incomings, Nolan, outgoings from Old Trafford. What's the situation? This intrigues me and it's Scott McTominay who Fulham are interested in. Dialogue remains open with Manchester United. Fulham went back with an improved offer of around £20 million. That was rejected by Manchester United. Now Fulham, we understand, will walk away if they can't reach an agreement. But I feel with Scott McTominay, he still has a lot left in the tank at Manchester United and maybe his manager agrees too. Manchester United. Have a listen to Erik ten Hag here on Scott McTominay. I'm so pleased with the performance from Scott McTominay and I'm so pleased to have him in my squad. From type of person, such a huge impact on the team. Team performance is team spirit. And of course now we play him more in his advanced position, which suits him obviously much better. He's so important making calls for our team. I'm very pleased to work with him and to have him in my squad.